What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Randomly Selected, powered by the Silver Room. My name is Mario, and today my guy is on the show. Binkey, Lawrence Binkey Tollfree is sitting with us today. We talk about him, his beginnings, how he became such a dope dude, and we talk about how he met his biological parents. It's been a good run so far. I think you guys are going to really enjoy today. Stay tuned. There's more. It's Randomly Selected, powered by the Silver Room.
I've been telling this story so many times. Watch me Super Saiyan summarize this shit. Can I curse on here?
Yes. Okay.
This shit. Here it goes. Two tall people met.
That's the end. Thank you.
Okay, wait. Two tall people met. They were friends. They got down one time. I was born. She decided to give me up for adoption. He didn't know about it. She told him I didn't make it, and he was in college playing ball. And so she gave me up for adoption. She was 18. She already had a kid. So I was adopted after being in foster care for 2-3 months. I was 2-3 months old as a baby. My biological parents gave me up for adoption. My biological parent gave me up for adoption. My parents, who adopted me at a couple months, were 19 years old and 22 years old, and they had 2 kids of their own already.
Wow.
Okay, 2 kids of their own already, and then they adopted me. Insane. It shouldn't have happened, probably, because my caseworker who was like, oh, should I give this baby to these children who have children? I'm retiring. Fuck it. You seem like nice kids. Here's one. And we all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? That is the origin story. My parents adopted 3 more children.
Wow.
So 2 by birth, 4 adopted, 2 cousins, all raised in the same house, grandmother, mama, daddy, and then that's immediate. Then we have foster kids and randoms.
You know, now it will sound unusual to some people, a house like that, but I grew up Southeast in South Shore, and there was definitely a house just like that, with children that were from the biological children and a house full of children.
Yeah.
And foster kids, and they had a candy store, so we reveled.
Nice.
And they had video games, well, not video games. They had pinball machines,
nice,
whack ass racing games.
Come on,
only did like this, and the screen would roll.
I know that game.
Yeah.
You just move the car to the left or the right.
Yeah, that's it. And just the screen.
It's a belt.
It looks like it look.
It's a belt with yellow lines on it for the street, and it just keeps turning.
Exactly. What kind of? That's a special person or people that at that age had the wherewithal to say, I don't want to see any kids out here like that. I would rather we should take them in and they're kids themselves, essentially.
Yeah.
In their 20s?
Yeah.
Wow. I cannot imagine.
Teens. One was in 19 and 22 with 2 kids already.
So there was a point a few years ago where all of that kind of came together, where you found your biologicals. Talk to me about that. And I remember the story, but for the folks who have no idea, how did that happen?
It was pretty surreal. It was me and my mother had gotten into an argument about an audition I had coming up. I called for support, and I got do you got a 401k plan yet? Pretty much the movie of Soul. So, I'm sorry. I cried. Everyone who didn't, come on, we all cried.
I might have messed this whole recording up laughing like that. I'm sorry. This is a tender moment. Like Soul.
Like Soul, pretty much like Soul. Have you seen Soul? You guys have you seen it?
Yeah.
Fucking tear jerker.
Oh, I know. Why am I laughing though? That's okay. Go
to
on.
stop from crying, Mario. To stop from crying.
That's exactly why. Oh man.
So we got into an argument on the phone about that. And my parents have always been open with me about the adoption. So there's when you turn 18, you can actually go search for your parents legally.
Oh wow.
Your biological parents
okay.
legally. I turned 18. I didn't really give a fuck. It was like my parents are my parents. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel that there was a hole then that needed to be. You know what I'm saying? There was no void there that needed to be filled. So, but at that moment, at 33, at that arguing on the phone with my mom, you know what I'm saying? We hung up on each other. You know what I'm saying? She hung up on me.
Here we go. Y'all hung up on each other?
We hung up on each other.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I wish it was a flip phone. Flop that shit. Clean. Oh, I missed that shit. Miss it so much. I had a razor too, so I was rich. You know what I'm saying? Pack out, nigga. So we got into this argument on the phone. And it was about my artistry. It really had to do with my artistry. Like, man, because I will work a 12-hour shift because that's the way I was raised.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My mom made me become a CNA when I was 16.
Oh, wow.
You feel me? So I'm a worker. I've been a worker.
Yeah.
But I would do a 12-hour shift and then go do a 3-hour gig for free somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, for free. And just like pay those dues and just, it was in me to do. It was in me to do. So they didn't understand that aspect of my life. You know what I mean? So I'm like, at that moment when we had that argument, I'm like, man, there has to be somebody who understands this aspect of my life. None of my, I called my boy RJ after the conversation, and he was like, man, write about it. I was like, write what? He said, it don't matter, just write. Yeah. I said, fine. And I wrote. I looked at what I wrote, and it was pretty much a small discography of my life at the all the way up till then. Places I've lived, and just really a list. Places I've lived, girlfriends I've had, then my family members, and then maybe a sentence or two per person. You know what I'm saying? Like oldest sister Nikki, my mom's arch nemesis. Also, you know what I'm saying? Because they are very much alike, and something like that. Sweet, beautiful, tall type things, and everybody had lines next to their name. So after I'm reading the whole thing, I realized that I'm the only artist in my family. I'm the only immediate artist in the sense of that what I do in my fam. And I'm like, that's why I feel lonely. And sometimes my little brother is my G. He's come to all my shows, my nephew. Like my family is supportive, but my parents don't fuck with it until I'm on TV with $1 million and buying them a house and a car. That's when they'll be like, all right. I see what you're doing with this little art thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I want to, I'm like, fuck it. Somebody has to understand me. So I went and got my original birth certificate, which my mom told me to do. I thought I was going to have to do a whole list of research and shit. She's like, boy, it's legal now in Illinois to get your original birth certificate. Right. And I was like, bet. All right, seems easy. Went down there, filled out the thing at the Daily Center. It came back on a Friday. RJ was out of town. He's like, man, can you wait one more day to open this so I can film it? I was like, nigga, fine.
I remember that.
What's 33? I did 33 years. What's
33 years? What's one more day?
One more day. Yeah. So opened it, saw my name. My name now is Lawrence Curtis Tollfree Jr., also known as Binkey. My name then was Marcus Levon McKeever. I like a Marcus. I can go with a Marcus. I would have been a fuckboy if I was a Marcus, though. Yeah. Forever.
You know what? It's only because I know one and don't nobody else know who this person I'm talking about. Well, one person knows. He is absolutely he wears the crown.
That's what I'm saying. And he's a Marcus.
Yes, he truly is.
Remember Marcus on Boomerang?
Yes, I do.
Marcus
he was also wore the crown.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I would have stayed that Marcus, fuckboy for life. So saw my name, everything is for a reason, baby. You feel me?
You dig? That's yes. Say word.
Everything for a reason.
Everything.
Saw my biological mother's name. Looked her up on Facebook. Couldn't find anything. First thing I found was Barbara Acklin, and I saw her discography actually. Super soul singer in the 60s and the 70s.
Absolutely.
Sensational.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Want the word sensational?
Yeah. No, all the S's. I just flipped past you. See, it went so effortlessly.
It flowed. Barbara Acklin is actually on the Hey Love album.
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
You know, hey, let me borrow that. No, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yeah.
Barbara Acklin absolutely is on the Hey Love album.
No, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I didn't know that. That's
no joke.
Okay. So I started looking up her stuff, and she wrote the song, Tell Me, Have You Seen Her?
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Yes.
I look all the way down the list. It says Survived by my biological mother's name, Samada McKeever, and son Marcus. So I was named after my uncle. What up, Unc? Love you, man.
Who is not a fuckboy.
Who is not a fuckboy? No, he's a very sweet man.
It's like it skips one. It's like one and then one real one, crown wearing, big Flavor Flav clock, and then another one will be a nice guy, then there's another,
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Seriously. Just skips one. Pedigrees are crazy.
That's right.
Fuckboy pedigrees are weird. My great-great-granddaddy was a fuckboy, but I wasn't,
Oh, my God.
So, all right, so I see her name. I look her up on Facebook. I was using when I put her name in, that was on the birth certificate, I wasn't getting much. I was only getting Barbara Acklin, and I couldn't understand why. And so I used her mother's maiden name, last name Acklin, and everything pops up. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, everything pops up. I go to her Facebook. She's a singer. She's an actress. She's a host. She's good looking. It's me.
Explains everything for you.
Everything, man.
Wow.
I saw that she had a open mic that she hosts, on Sundays. So I get my birth certificate Friday, open it on Saturday, see the names. There's an open mic on Sunday. Now, she hadn't been active on her Facebook page in like 3 months. And you know how open mics go. They're here, gone. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So I was just taking a chance, like, fuck it. Me, my girlfriend at the time, a couple of my friends, we was like, let's go. K-Love came.
Right on. Shout out K-Love.
Yeah, shout out. I didn't invite her, but she came anyway.
She gonna get you for that.
She should.
She's gonna get you for that.
She swears it's her story. She swears it's hers. She will be sitting right here like, oh my God, let me tell how I felt. I'm like, shut up.
She's so gonna get you. Oh,
yeah, man.
I love you, K-Love.
We love you, K-Love. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, word.
Anyways, that's my G. So went to the show. She comes out. I see her hosting and, kissing babies and shaking hands and shit. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's me, bro. That is me. That is so insane. I know the band members because it's Chicago.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, man, what you doing here? This is like a 45 and up club. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not even a club, a dive, not a dive-in, but a lounge.
Okay.
A lounge. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like on 87th, I believe, somewhere not too far from Soul Veg.
Oh, I might have been to that open mic before.
100%. 100%. They say people pick out songs like 60 and 70 songs to sing, and the band plays it and they sing it.
Yeah, I've been there. Bro.
Boom. So she's hosting, and yeah, man, you know the rest.
We put the bow on the story about Binkey meeting his biological mother. This is heavy stuff, but it's pretty sweet. It's randomly selected. This is my guy. It's Binkey.
The night happens. We've hugged. We've created a rapport. People are crying in a group. Jesus, take it easy. I'm gonna give away my cover. I'm gonna blow it. She comes over to sing to me. She sings Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. I have to beatbox in order to get out of that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? She sees a good looking person. It's her. She's conceited probably. But night is the first time of the night she gets up to go to the back of the club. I stood up like, hey, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. RJ stands up with me with his camera like, fuck it, let's go. Apparently, I didn't know this until afterwards, but other people stood up trying to come with me, and my girlfriend was like, no, sit down. And I think Kayla was one of those people.
Oh, God.
But anyways, I went back to the back. She was coming towards me. And again, we've created a rapport at this point. I grab her hands, both her hands. I said, can I talk to you for a second? And she goes, okay. And I go, okay, I'm about to tell you something. What I'm about to tell you is about to blow your mind. But it's going to be okay.
Right.
Okay? And she goes, okay. Like, that's exactly how she does it, too. Because that's her thing. That's her thing. Okay.
Right.
That's her thing. So here's this big black man like, I'm about to tell you something.
Right.
It's going to be all right.
It's going to blow your mind.
Ain't it, though? She's like, yeah, sure. It's going to be fine. Thank you. Sure, whatever you say. And so I'm like, okay. I say it's smooth. I ain't gripping her hands like, hey, before you go back in the front, let's have a conversation.
Right. It's not threatening.
Yeah, it's not threatening. So I say, my name now, like I told you, is Lawrence Curtis Tollfree Jr. Everybody know me as Binkey. When I was born, though, my name was Marcus Levine McKeever. She goes, like I see her lose breath.
She knew it.
I pulled the birth certificate out of my hand, out of my pocket, unfold it, put it in her hand, and she just looks at it and she just starts crying like, that's my signature.
Oh, my.
Signature. And they just start crying, and I start crying, and we hugged. Here's a crazy, she buried her dad a day before.
Oh, wow. Now, I did not know that part.
Yeah. Day before she buried her dad.
You guys, everybody's cool?
Yeah.
That's an amazing story,
everybody's
bro.
cool. Is everybody's cool?
That's amazing. It was amazing then when it was developed. It's even more amazing now with those other tidbits that I didn't know about. Wow.
How about this? I'll give you something else. I'll just give you a little bit of... since we know the same people, you know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Enrico. A versatile band. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Rico Fest happening on the 6th. I'm hosting, no big deal. But
Word.
I will say Rico, when he found out about it, his dad used to date my biological mom back in the day. So he was super in love with her, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, when I asked my mom, because I was like, me and Rico's like brothers. That is my brother.
Yeah, that's a good brother, too.
That's my
good,
bro.
Dude. Super good dude.
So we could have been like actually brothers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Would have been crazy. I asked my mom about it. She's like, we went on one date. You know what I'm saying? But still, the Chicago scene and the connects.
6 degrees of everything.
I'm tell you.
In Chicago. That's awesome. I hope that gives some folks the impetus to find out if they don't know. Sincere. It's worth it. It's worth finding out.
And here's what I'll say one more thing about it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You got to go in with no expectations.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
Expectations are dangerous. You have to go in knowing that you are okay within yourself no matter what. You know how many times I watched Antoine Fisher for that shit? When he had that speech with Viola Davis.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking beautiful.
It's a very, very beautiful scene.
He set me up for greatness on that scene.
Yeah.
Denzel's first directorial debut
that's right.
and his the dude who played that, I forgot his name, but his first acting debut.
Yeah.
But man, that scene set me up for greatness, Mario.
A few years back, Binkey did something that I found to be absolutely exhilarating. He began an excursion in Thailand, and we talk about that. We also talk about him coming back to the U.S. after opening up so much when he left the U.S. And I asked him, what is his thought process right before he opens a mic for an event? Being a host ain't easy work. Binkey breaks it all down in this segment of Randomly Selected.
I think everybody should leave now that I have left, but it is a Chicago tradition thus far.
Yeah.
That as artists, we kind of should leave this bitch for at least a second.
Yeah.
Because there are times where we're just not appreciated here. And I give this spiel to every time we get on a mic, we start preaching artistry and how important it is. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So like, I was busting my ass. I was going everywhere. You know how it is.
Yes,
sir. When you're hosting everything, you're going everywhere. You're doing all the things, and there's sometimes Chicago you don't feel the support. You don't feel the support. You're pouring your heart out, and you don't feel the reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? That was one reason why I left, because I wasn't feeling some of the reciprocity. You know what I mean? So like, that was one reason why I left, but also it was just time. Universe moves me. Universe is my sugar mama, Mario. She take care of me, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I never thought of it that way, but yeah.
Oh God, and like she makes it apparent. Mm-hmm. You feel me? I'll get fired the fuck out of something. I'll get dumped, or something will be big. I'll be like, oh, I guess it's transition time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I guess it's time to go. And so a lot of that was happening for me at the time. I just found my biological parents, so it was like I guess I'm gonna go to Thailand. Like, I guess the opportunity presented itself. That makes sense. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
What was it like living in Thailand? And you were living in Thailand, not like out here, by yourself. There were other black folks living in Thailand too, who all had the same kind of vibration about, I got to get out of wherever I was at. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
It was the littest shit you can think of, Mario. Think of lit shit.
And the littest.
Think of lit shit and then add white privilege on top of it.
Word.
Nigga.
Oh, wow. That sounds amazing.
When I tell you.
How do I get a ticket to go there?
Go get a ticket.
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
I get it now, white people. White people, if you're listening, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, white people. I'm going to talk to you right here. It's just me, Binkey. It's just me. It's just me and you. Biff. Listen.
Not Biff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The worst. You know what I'm saying? The worst kind. Like the bro kind. Oh, they're the worst. But listen. I get it now. Okay? You were hiding this white privilege. Like, what white privilege? I get it. I'm going to do that shit. I did that shit too. I was like, what? Me? No. I don't even. What privilege? I don't even. That was just given to me for free because of who I am.
Oh man,
It was fucking lit. Massage is $6. Food is $2. You get treated like white privilege. They think I got money because of my American passport. I didn't, but they still treated me like I did. That's lit. Do you know what it's like to be a big black man and to have to feel like you have to little yourself in order for the world to not only not be scared of you, but to feel protected, to survive.
Yeah.
And then you get to a place where you can stand up taller. Not only your blackness is appreciated, it's actually like celebrated.
Yeah.
Because I hosted over there. I did comedy. I was in a band. I did all the shit I do here, but on another level where I felt more free. You know what I'm saying? Like more free. And lit. Did drugs in the jungle. That shit was lit.
No, my goodness.
Did some drugs in the jungle.
You think about going back and staying, maybe?
Yes, me and my friends who are a tight knit group, man. Me and my Healing House homies, because my crib was called Healing House.
Yeah,
we had an open mic in my house.
Yeah,
and these are family members I made. You know what I mean? Like we all still are in close contact. Some have been here to my home a couple times. We still travel to each other's place.
Yeah.
When we go back, if we go back, it'll be for a visit. But I gotta hit the motherland before I hit another land. You feel me? Like I haven't been to Africa yet.
I'm on that.
And I know if I go back to Thailand, I think I don't know. Shit is lit.
I can't be doing all your gigs, bro. You gotta
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Mario,
I'm
you got
old.
this.
I can't be running.
We're like
around
4 years apart, Mario. Relax.
No, thank you. You're so kind. Because we are not.
You
But thank you.
like
If you think so, all right, word. That makes me 29.
You're not even mathing right.
I know. My math has never been my strong suit.
That's fair.
So you go to Thailand, you do all those things. You come back to the U.S. and pick up right where you left off. One of the things that I really enjoy about working with you on the chances that I get to work with you, and I actually made it my business. I didn't do it at the last block party, but I always try to take a picture of me and you on stage together. It is so cool to see how people respond to you, how you get them locked in, even if it's not you doing anything out of the ordinary. It's just that people, they hear your voice and they feel it's a sense of comfort that people have, at least from my observation, when you do your thing. Is there some kind of and I think we probably do the same thing when it comes to hosting events or doing poetry. Your thought process when you get up on the stage and open up the mic, what is that exactly? Where are you right before you get ready to speak? Where's your head at?
You ask amazing questions. That is such a great question. Like honestly, because I take hosting serious.
That's why, because I'm saying I think we're going to say the same thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Here's something that all right, I can give you an example.
Yes.
I just hosted, I don't know, the Twista Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, Shauna show at the Metro, right?
Yeah.
Here's the scenario. I know it's at the Metro. I know that these are fans that are in their late 30s to 40s and 50s. It's a Friday, so the Metro is standing room only. So, and there's opening acts before the people that came to see.
That's a long night.
That's a long night.
That's a long-ass night.
I'm going in there with those facts, because on my Virgo, I need my facts. And the facts, I'm empathetic as fuck. I can feel what the crowd feels.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know this, like you know what I'm saying. Like you
got to be able to read the room.
You got to read the room.
You got to be able to read the room.
But you know what I'm saying. But it's a gift for us. It's a gift because it's some shit we ain't even got to like. We just know. We just feel it. We just feel it. So I can get up there dry. I can get up there dry and not have any idea what the fuck is going on. But once I get up there, I'm gonna feel it. Like you can feel it. But on this night, I got all those facts. All those facts make a big difference. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's like getting getting information on the fighter that you're fighting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Watching tape.
Right.
So I got all those facts. What I'd like to do, what I think is the most important thing to do, break the fourth wall. break the fourth wall. Let them know you are there with them. I told them, I said, hey, look, y'all, look. Here's the messenger. I know y'all tired. I know it's a Friday. I know y'all just got off y'all bus driving ass jobs. I know y'all got kids. I know y'all got kids that's draining your pockets. I know some of y'all didn't know that this is standing room only. Ma'am, you're folded your arms tight as fuck.
Yeah.
I totally get it. She's just like, it's true. And she unfolds a little bit.
Yeah.
Once you see that, it's to be seen. It's to be seen. When people feel seen, and same thing in comedy. When you hilarious, it's hilarious when you can relate.
Yep.
It's hilarious. I know that's the same thing I would say. That's the same shirt I wore on that day. Relatability is hilarious and it makes people feel comfortable and it lets them let down their guard. So I for me, it's breaking the fourth wall. Let them know that I'm here with them and I see it. Yes, I'm on stage and I'm handsome and funny. So what? Okay. So what? We're still here together. We're still here together. This is reciprocity.
Yeah.
And I also make it white people make me do this actually. Performing in front of white crowds made me do this, especially in Chicago since we're so segregated. Performing in front of white crowds, I'm like, it made me feel away because I'm funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, I'm entertaining. But I don't, on some Dave Chappelle shit, like, are you laughing at me?
Or are you laughing with me?
Laughing with me? Yeah. So I make it a point to be like, hey, look at me. Biff and them.
Not Biff.
And Sarah. Look at me. Look. This is going to be reciprocal tonight. I'm not gonna be sitting up here for y'all.
Right.
Hope y'all did you put some tapping in there.
Oh no, don't worry. They heard it.
I'm not gonna do this for y'all up here tonight and y'all just fucking stare at me and take my energy. No, fuck that. You go give me energy back.
You know what is funny, man? Marvin Tate wrote a poem about, and I can't remember the name of it verbatim, but it's about performing poetry in front of a 98% white audience. It's a thing. And again, when people hear this, they're not going to get it because they're not us in that respect. But whenever I did stuff in front of the UN, I've done stuff at the House of Blues. I mean, in front of an audience that didn't have anybody that looked like me in it, and it's received differently because it's either being received like, oh, that's wonderful, or it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying, and it's a bit of a toss up. You don't know, and then that's the whole. Are they applauding because they like what I'm doing? Are they feeling pity for the situation that me and my people are in, or are they just being like straight, goofies and just drunk?
I play it up now, Mario. I do whatever the fuck I want in front of. I do what the fuck I want in front of all white crowd, and they just gotta take it. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it.
You're there. You can't leave.
You can't.
If you walk out, I got your money already,
dude. I've done like I just won an essay contest for this writer thing. It was trick versus treat, and I had to write about treat.
Yeah.
And my first lines was like trick or treat. I was like, it's obvious, treat niggas, but how do y'all treat niggas?
Wow.
And they was like, oh
yeah, I bet.
Then we went a whole little interrogation. So like, yeah, man, knowing your audience. That's a big part of it. Knowing your audience and knowing the night and breaking the fourth wall.
We welcome Binkey in as the host of Grown Folk Stories, and we give you all the information about Grown Folk Stories that will be making its debut on Anniversary Day at the Promontory in Hyde Park. And we talk about what Grown Folk Stories is all about. Shout out to Cara Burgandy, too, the G of Grown Folk Stories. We asked him his thoughts about the poetry scene. Didn't mean to laugh, poets. Don't take it personal. It was just thoughts. And we asked where he's at with that and other closing thoughts with my man, Binkey.
Man, to let go, man. To let go. People have everybody has stories. Even boring ass people have stories. Why are you boring? That's a story.
Yeah,
so
man.
like, man, Cara, I want to give so much love to you. We've had host crushes on each other for 8,000 years.
She's the greatest.
I
think she's one of the best hosts in the world.
Dude.
She's the greatest.
Watching her when Grown Folks first started, when it was in Wicker Park.
Yeah.
She could tie a story to anything. She can make it relevant, funny, then move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned.
Picked up a lot of shit from her.
Come on.
Picked up a lot of shit from you, too.
Same, vice versa, bro.
Picked up a lot of shit from her.
We
She's
better get
dope.
it. She's really good. So watching that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what grown folk stories make you feel comfortable. And I think that's why I take hosting so seriously, because this is not easy. It's not easy sometimes to get up and tell a story that's, that hurts. One woman talked about how she choked her nephew almost to death. You know what I'm saying? And then we all laughed about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Literally, she made us laugh. She was like, we're going to do laughing exercises. And I got out there like, hey, we just going to laugh through her choking the shit out of her nephew, huh?
Gonna act like that didn't just happen.
Yeah, she said too, he was blue. He black.
Wow.
You know how hard it is to make a black blue?
That's choking.
He just turned into a GD.
Right. Here we go.
That's a Chicago joke because black and blue are GD colors. There you go.
I think people know.
It's for our international audience. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. We are. People listen all over the world, just like Soul Train.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, to get back to your point, man, Grown Folk Stories is one of the best shows in Chicago. It's black and brown as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's different from a lot of other storytelling events in Chicago, because a lot of them are Caucasoid out. And so like this is the stories. And here's the thing. Everybody can relate. It's not just because it's black and brown don't mean that everybody can't come and relate. You can still relate, but it means something different when you hear it from your people. You know what I'm saying? You have a different relatability to that story than you would on the north side in Moth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Grown Folk Stories is super important and vital to the community to get our stories out, man, because it feels good. I'm
very excited. When is the start date?
December 3rd. It's the third Thursday of every month. We're going to take November off. December, like you said, will be our anniversary show at Promontory.
That's right. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they don't put me on the schedule. My boss listens to every episode of this show. Please don't put me on the schedule for that. I'd like to, enjoy the show maybe.
You dig?
Please.
Mario, will you tell a story? Been a long time, my boy.
I think I'm going to have to on the anniversary one, because I got a couple of them. I have a story I told at the Moth that I think I could tell much better at Grown Folk Stories.
There you go.
I'll give you a brief snippet.
Come on.
So, look at him. So, he's pretty good. The boy good. So, I was working at the Hot House. And
Hot House? Damn. Come on. All right, go ahead.
I don't want to get sued. I was working at the Hot House, and there was a lady who used to call herself Mama House, or House Diva, or Queen of House, or something like that. And she used to wear a little bitty dollhouse around her neck. And she got mad. It was Chip Eberhardt, my brother, was spinning. And she got upset because we wouldn't let her in for free. The event was $5.
Okay.
I just want that to be the part that everybody remembers the most is $5. And to wrap it up, because I don't want to give it away since I will do it at Grown Folk Stories, she reached under her dress when she got upset with me and pulled out something, and it wasn't a gun, and she waved it around over her head like Petey Pablo. I'll tell the rest at Grown Folk Stories.
Yeah, that's great. This is good. This is a fucking professional, this guy.
Hey, it's good. When I tell it, though, just everybody remember, I'm your boy. I didn't do anything wrong. I was bouncing at the time.
I want to know what it was. I hope it's some obscure shit like a boomerang or something.
Oh, it wasn't a boomerang.
Okay.
All right. It was not a boomerang at all. Yes. But that would be an honor to tell that story at Grown Folk.
It would be an honor to have
it was a lead balloon at the Moth, but I had drank a bunch of wine, so I was really like, my heart was flying, and I did not tell the story correctly. But now that I'm a little bit wiser to the storytelling game. I'm a poet. I'm not really a storyteller. I just have a lot of stories to tell.
Same difference. You're just doing it to maybe you're rhyming in your poetry. It's the same. You're telling a story.
Let's talk about poetry real quick. I am fortunate enough to have been around Gwendolyn Brooks and have been around Oscar Brown Jr. To see Avery R. Young. The very first time anybody saw Avery, I was there for that.
Wow.
Tina M. Howell. I was fortunate enough to be at LitX, another level at Literary Explosions. I was fortunate enough to be around that scene of poets who took the craft real seriously, like eat, sleep, shit, curse, argue, everything, poetry. And then I started watching how cats weren't getting compensated. And then all of a sudden, people essentially eating off of us, becoming scholarly, getting these big jobs, being compensated unusual amounts of money for the same shit we had been doing for a while. My opinion of poetry now, and I'm building up to ask you this question. I feel like I feel like I don't do enough poems anymore. And I don't know if it's because I'm in observation mode, which I am, or if it's because I feel like there's so much bullshit out here with cats. I'm the best this, I'm the greatest that.
Insane.
And it's like, yo, man, it's poems. Are we trying to help people, or are we trying to, get on the Apollo? What are we doing? Do they even still do the Apollo?
I won it a couple years ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
See, get the fuck out of here. Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. How did I miss that? But I'm when you are, and you still do it more than me. You hit these open mics and you're out doing your thing. I just can't do it because it just starts to make me angry.
Makes sense.
Why? What happened?
Let me first tell you that I am sick of poetry. Got sick of it. Got sick of hosting every week for years and years. I got sick of it for a while, and that's why I started doing a lot. Like start getting into my band shit, start getting back to my bebop stuff, start getting into my acting, start getting into my other stuff that I do. Today I hosted a show in Philly about a month ago. K Love was one of the features, and that kind of brought me back to like enjoying it again.
I fuck with K Love. Emerald Green is my G.
Of
Do you
course.
understand? I will throw somebody through a plate glass window over her. She is the greatest.
Love
really?
It. 7th grade. Since 7th grade, I've been knowing Tiffany Reed since 7th grade.
She's the greatest. She's the greatest. Dina Dean, Kari B, you're the arch nemesis.
Oh yeah, I love him. Terrible ass nigga.
There are people who I absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to anybody that does.
Of course. We got like who you like.
It's so much just.
But here's what happened.
It's like Reggie ass weed.
Ooh, that's a great description.
Huff as hell.
Here's what happened, Mario. I'll tell you what happened. My generation, dropped the ball. I feel like we dropped the ball. But no, fuck that. Because Phenom and K-Love raised some amazing poets and MCs.
Yes.
So I won't say as in totality we dropped the ball because I mentor. I've always taught kids art shit. So a lot of us definitely still do that aspect, but we left the open mic scene.
Same with us.
You know what I'm saying? The open mic scene got left, and then the people who picked it up were people where everybody started claiming to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Without proving themselves, which is something that we feel like you have to fucking do in Chicago.
Yes.
You will get surpassed. That's the thing I love about Chicago, though. We'll keep you sharp. We will tell you if you trash. We will tell you if you trash. I think there was a moment where we didn't. I think there was a moment where people was getting like passes they didn't fucking deserve. I came back on that shit too. I came back like this is your king.
Yeah. So this
is you are the best here. I don't see it, nor do I believe it.
I'm telling you, bro.
And then people, delusion of grandeur, dog. Like delusion of grandeur. But I will say this: it's just like music is now. We grew up in a time of radio, and we grew up in a time where we had way more diversity in radio. They got to the point where they was playing the same shit over and over again. They was getting paid to play, but we had diversity. And once that lacked, then you had the same niggas all over again, like just repetitive, same people sounding the same. When we dropped the ball on the open mic, people picked it up, and they thought they was cold because their friends were telling them they were cold. Instead of going to actually a competition, instead of going to a slam, instead of seeing how people do, instead of studying your shit. Just because you're a decent writer don't mean you're a good poet. Or a spoken word. And just because you're a good poet don't make you a good spoken word artist. These are differences that people need to have known. You feel me? So I'll say that it still exists, but my point in bringing up the radio shit is now you have to search for it. It's not as abundant as it was.
Yeah.
It's just like there's amazing music out there. You hear people, there ain't no good music. It sounds
Oh,
the
it's
same.
a lot of good music
It's
out
so
here.
much good fucking
Yeah,
music out there. But
yeah.
now it's different in the way it's being presented. You gotta go look. You gotta go get it.
Hey man, I love you, brother. You're
love you too,
like
bro.
one of my favorite human beings. Period. When I see you, I'm like, oh word, Binkey's here. Must be some real shit today, because I don't think he comes out to no garbage. And I like I said, I pick up things from you and watch how you do your stuff.
And vice versa, sir. Always.
And one day when I finally retire from doing all these things,
You give me keys to the city?
please don't take my keys. Just no. You're the best, brother. I'm glad that our paths crossed in this life, and I'm glad that I know you, man. And good luck.
Hey, I love you,
everything.
brother.
And when you win the Apollo again, can you let a motherfucker know? I didn't know.
Fine. It was some beatbox shit, and it didn't. I was about to get booed, but then I turned my loop pedal off and just beatboxed and danced. When in doubt,
Hey, man.
beatbox and dance.
Beatbox and dance. That's the name of your new book, Beatbox and Dance?
Yes. When in doubt, beatbox and dance.
Beatbox and dance. Grown Folk Stories, December, the third Thursday in December at the Promontory in Chicago.
Yes. And I'm featuring tomorrow at Reggie's Rock Room. I'm going to be doing some looping music stuff. And then on the 6th, I'm hosting Rico Fest.
Hey, man, thank you for being on Randomly Selected.
Man, thank you for having me.
I almost
brother.
forgot we were on the show.
That's true.
Thank you, bro.
I love you, brother.
Yes, sir. This was one of the ones I liked the most in 2022. We got a chance to sit with my man Binkey and have a great conversation. I hope you all enjoyed that. The next Randomly Selected from Block Club Chicago by way of WCIU TV, CW26 here in the city, Brandon Pope. Should be a good one. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy holidays and all that. See you soon on Randomly Selected. word that is up to you.
Got you. Hi, my name is Binkey, and I've been randomly selected. Okay, got it. Ready? My name is Bing, and I've been randomly selected. Ooh. Randomly selected. Have you been randomly selected? I don't think so. Randomly selected. My name is Bink, and I've been randomly selected. Whoop.